We got ourselves team 1 still getting boys together. I like the glasses, man. He's got full junkyard look, whole janky, and then he's got the glasses because he is a distinguished gentleman. We got team 2 though. They're filled. Damocles. We got ourselves a Grim somewhere in that pile of people. Kragar. We got ourselves Rest in Hell. Is that the butterfly man right here? As we got ourselves Fire Talks. We're missing one on team 1. Hopefully they'll load in just a second. But we got ourselves Saya. We got ourselves Leo. We got ourselves Jareem and Plush. Ready to go. Leo and the Unholy. Oh no, dude. See Leo on non-frost. Oh, young. Oh, look at this brainiac, man, dude. I like that help just for the big old, like, just for the bandage, for that crack. It's so good. It's so good. Jareem opening up versus Rest in Hell hits him with the breath pretty quickly. Intro Ring of Frost. What a beautiful butterfly you are. I like the crown. I actually think that's a good accent to that set. I kind of want to get that now. I'm gonna yoink that set if you don't mind. Stun onto Jareem, does go for the blink. Rest in Hell could be in trouble, does go for a meld. He is a demon hunter. These guys used to be insane against caster classes. Used to have a lot of self-healing, but he's having to play it super safe. His health is not gonna be able to handle this damage. Oh! And Jareem takes it. Yeah, dude, remember BFA version of demon hunters when they could just like dot you and just heal for days? Meta 24/7 basically. Yeah, those days would be long gone, man. Demon hunters are a quick hit and run. They get hit, but they also get hit pretty hard themselves. But the self-healing, I think it passed, sadly. Although we see Rest in Hell more of these, man. Arcane is insane. Is it actually that good? Because a lot of players are playing Fire for PvE. But I gotta double check to see what people are playing. It's so early in the ladder. People are like talking about like the tuning. People are hoping there's gonna be PvP tuning, lots of PvP tuning. How do you stonebolt through a wall just now? Damocles does spear down Jareem, has him locked in, got him some full Warbreaker, charge it back out into a quick interrupt. It's going to be a reflect for the poly. There's an opportunity for it to have a go. I don't know if Bladestorm was available. Maybe it's not running Bladestorm. But man, for Jareem, he does end up escaping. That whole spear could have been very scary. But he does end up surviving it. As long as he can survive Warrior Spear, that's his 1.5 minute CDs done for the count. You already should know what's popping. Exactly. Let's see if Jareem can maybe make some kind of a play though. I want to see how this guy does it. Because I feel like if Arcane is popping up, we'll definitely see and see where can Duels then. We're definitely seeing my boy back in Duels though. That's for sure. This guy though. Invis out for Jareem. Brett to follow. Does get himself an opener on the Warrior with a Ring of Frost. And Jareem got himself full proper burst ready. Damocles is not going to deal with it. Just going to pop Reflect. Trying to see if he can back up out of there. Jareem blinking and aggressively forcing the Fury out of the Warrior. Can't go for Alter to reposition. Alter and Touch of the Magic is still on him for a few seconds. But it does end up falling off. Wasn't it a 2-set from last season that gave you like a longer Touch of the Magi? Pretty sure that thing lasted a little bit longer. There's going to be some missiles out for Jareem. Got himself images. Does get locked down on Arcane, but still has plenty of control as well as capabilities with Fire and Frost as well. Big blast from a distance. Trying to go for a blink as next stun for Damocles could be huge, but he doesn't have one. He does get only a little bit of damage to Jareem though. Just a little bit, and Jareem is already like, alright, I'm kind of hurting. Well, Damocles, man, looks like he might be the one potentially control here, because all Jareem could really do is just chip away at him with missiles. Another opportunity for Jareem to try to see if he can live it. Does go for the block. Was that a Demolish? I feel like I didn't see the animation for Demolish. I just saw the final slam. Unless I didn't double check that. It looked like it just demolishes the final slam hit. Double polys out of Jareem, just trying to see if he can establish even more control of Damocles. And as soon as Damocles inside the kind of CC, he just leaves behind the pillar. I think he just tried to let second wind kick in. I think that's probably what's happening. Touch of the Magic out for Jareem. Damocles was nothing of it. Quick reflect, try to see if he can back up behind the pillar. Is catching up some heals somewhere here or there. I'm not exactly sure what healed that man just now. Maybe just second wind kicking in or something else. I'm actually not sure. It looked like a hot was on him. Got himself a bit of a miss on Jareem. Trying to see if he can just catch up to Damocles. Just to put him out in the open. Damocles walking in full parry. Everything is available. And Jareem is just trying to see if he can cut him out. Finally got the Warrior away from the pillar. Reflect up for a second. Damocles does have a roar. Demolish as well as Spear up very soon. Trinket leaping away. Is this an opportunity for Jareem to potentially end the duel right now? Fear to follow. Touch of the Magic on Damocles. I don't think he's taking a lot of dot damage. That Touch of the Magic is going to explode at some point. Second wind looks like maybe kicking in. Or some other talent. I'm not sure at this point. I'm actually not sure what heals them. I know there's like a talent where warriors, like every 10 seconds, when they take damage, they can heal like, I think it was like 2% of the health. But I don't think that's what's healing this man right here. I could be wrong, but that doesn't feel like that would be correct. Jareem with a full poly, full Evo. Is this an opportunity for him to have a proper go? I like how he just barraged him while he's polyed and poly barely broke. I forget that a poly also has a damage threshold thing. Damocles, he's got him some spear, he's got him some demolish, avatar and everything, so this could be his opportunity to potentially turn this around versus Jareem. Does stun him, then it's gonna be spear, but the blink for the mage gets himself out of dodge, touches magic onto Damocles. This way Jareem trying to see if he can find an angle, that is gonna be reflect, more missiles flying in, trying to see if he can find himself a better position, does get the position he's looking for, knocking Damocles out, got himself a cast. He just needs to get enough damage in order to take him out. He's so close to taking him out. He just does not have enough finishing potential. He has quite a bit of damage that he can put up into the warrior, but he just doesn't have any of that like finishing power. You know what I mean? Unless he can get himself that inspiration proc with a barrage, well, it's up to 70% more damage, and Damocles is gonna execute to take like, what is that, 100% more damage? I'm pretty sure the nerfed it maybe down to 60. That could potentially be really good as a massive execute, but you just got to get him low enough, get the proc, get a setup, got him some the surge. Damocles behind the pillar. This way Jareem is pushing in. He's actually just rushing at the guy, gets too close with a fear. And Damocles should be able to escape the touch of the magic here. For Jareem, I feel like this happened so many times now. He's just so close to taking out Damocles, rushes at him, gets locked out with CC. That happened way too many times, man. Way too many times. We are getting into that higher dampening, 30%. Damocles does have a big roar. He does have a spear coming up very soon. He just gotta find a way to get a trick out of Jareem. No block for the mage, so Damocles is actually set up to potentially just global Jareem in a big setup. He just gotta get a blink out of the guy. That's all he needs to do is get a blink out of him. I feel like if you play around, you know, goes a blink. This could be an opportunity. That is ultra. Does ultra back. I think blink is available still. Damocles just trying to see if he can live this. Jareem got him some good angle. Does go for the blink. This is an opportunity. If Damocles goes now, this is your last chance or you die. No, he did not go for it. He did end up using a stun, however, so it looks like maybe he threw a stun as Jareem blinked, maybe? Yeah, that was rough, man. That was tough. That was his opportunity, though. That was like the one chance. It is rough. It is not easy. Jareem does get a poly into fire talks. Having to go from a warrior to a mage. We are pretty high into dampening. That duel lasted for a while between those two. It took him a while, and I wonder if it's going to take him as much time versus fire talks, or maybe just like, just a warrior tanking diff. Or maybe there's just Arcane in general. Maybe there's the playstyle you have to play now. Just chip away the target until you eventually get the procs you need to be able to get him. We'll find out here in a moment. Let's see how it goes with fire talks. You know? As the mage got himself images, but he's not pushing in. Trying to see if he can go for a meteor around the corner. It looks like he's got to try to see if he can force Jareem out of the pillar. Breath in the opener. Does get himself some damage to follow. Doesn't go for a poly. He's just trying to see if he can commit some damage. Breath to follow for Jareem. Does get himself a lockdown. Maybe a trinket on fire? No. For trying to go for a trinket, no kick for fire though. This is why Jareem is blinking in. He's trying to see if he can get aggressive. Mad damage on the fire talks. Hold on. The Arcane Mage does some damage though. Hold on a second. He couldn't really do that much damage to the warrior, but I guess fire talks blinked in. He doesn't have to worry about his stun. Maybe that's the difference. Is the fear, or as soon as he's blinking, he goes in for a bolt, stops a lot of the damage. Trying to see if he can reverse it. Jareem could be in a bit of trouble. That is a lot of damage on a combust. Doesn't reverse back over Jareem. If he interrupts him in a bad spot, that could be really end for him. As Jareem goes in for a full block of fire. He doesn't have block, doesn't have caught, does get himself a bit of healing here with first aid. I think Jareem at some point might just have to come out and stealth here. Or actually, out of block, I guess. If you can spell steal that shield, by the way, and reflect damage back at fire, that'd be massive. And that thing is just only short-lived. It's like a 5-second shield. Touching the Magi into fire with more missiles to follow. Ooh! Looks like a barrage with an execute. Hold on. So technically, Arcane can do a lot of damage. It just kind of seems random on a little place, whether they can or not. Kraken goes in, taking out the mage. The man was spanned and left with not a lot to work with here, ma'am. Honey. Team 1. You guys have Young. Is he going to be next? Jumping around like maybe he's next. Or not? Maybe he's waiting for Leo? Or Saya? Oh no. My Saya! But Kraken, this is his worst matchup, man. Paladins. Actually the worst matchup for this class. Warrior versus Pally, man, it is not easy. We are pretty high into dampening, 49% dampener, so maybe this will be bad for Saya, but it's also not going to be ideal for Cracker. He can't get a lot of healing, and he kind of needs healing in order to even survive a Paladin to begin with. Second wind, being able to outrun him with Herald of the Sun, not easy. Cracker burning a parry really early. Saya just stayed away from him the entire time, just trying to see if he could waddle away from him. Cracker cannot slow this Paladin down enough in order to be able to escape. Messiah just continued to plunge damage from him from a distance, where Cracker is actually out of that melee range. He can't even get those hits in. Does go for a big lay on hands. Cracker finally able to get some damage in. But look at this slow. Saya can just kite him around, dude. He's like a hunter. He doesn't actually have to be in melee of the guy. Cracker can't even reach him half the time. And Saya is able to just hammer him down, with Graham being last one over for the team too. Has to go for Saya plus Leo and Young. Saya still has a bop and a bubble in case he needs to, probably going to be... No, I was thinking maybe a bop, but he bubbled instead. I wonder if forbearance was still on him for a little bit longer. With Grim looking for a bit of an escape, Saya with a bubble together with a first aid. It is barely healing yet, 56% dampening. For Grim, if he has himself a proper go here, I think this would be the best time to take out Saya if you want to fight against everybody else here. Sap does get hit with a Wake of Ashes. It is going to be full dots. Does he go for Deathmark? Does go Deathmark. Oh, I'm sorry. Does Bubble not put a forbearance on you? Or is that just the debuff is super short-lived? I gotta double check that. Because I feel like that should have been... He should have still been locked out of a buff for a while. Unless I'm just confused here. Does go for a Garrod. Full dots in onto Saya. Cheap shot to follow. Does have himself Cold Blood. Looking for Big and Venom. Shield of Venom's not going to be that massive. Oh, Big and Venom over that gouge though. Does get a stun. Hold on, Saya. I don't know if you lived that, Saya. Yeah, the dots from a rogue are a little bit more terrifying than that of a Paladin. At least in comparison, Pally dots can be terrifying though, on their own. It's not something you expect. Cheap shot onto Plush, does go for a cloak, does go for evasion. Grim has an opportunity to at least put dots on a guy, and maybe evasion. He's still bleeding. He's still dotted. He's just rotting. He might be able to get himself sippy cup, but look at that health. Yeah, there's only so much you can do there. There's only so much you can do. Well done for Jarabi. He does pick up 3. I didn't even realize he picked up 3 there. Well done, well done. I gotta double look back at the duel versus the Warrior versus the Mage as well, because Mage, he absolutely blew up Fire Talks, but against the Warrior, it was like, every time he's tried to have a go, it just feels like it just does nothing. So I'm like, wait, is Arcane chip damage or the burst damage? It looks like a little bit of both right now, depending on the class you're going up against.